Facebook. So, like I said, we want to continue to keep this thing going. We're committed to continue to bring great information, great speakers that will educate, instruct, and empower you guys to take action and make money each and every month, whether it's in person or virtual as it is right now. As soon as we go back live and in person, we'll be letting you know of that. So the Facebook group currently, the permalink for the Facebook group is Send More Offers Facebook group, but I'm going to post a link to it here in the chat and pin it just to make sure that you guys have it. And I want that to be a place where folks are able to share content, deals, ask questions, and be able to help each other.
Yeah, just a place, a good resource to have in your back pocket. You have quick questions, we're all in there that we could, respond quickly and get you your answers so that you have no holdups, no holdbacks, getting your questions answered, and, you're working, grinding.
Yep. The group, the link to the Facebook group is now in the chat box. So anybody that's on the Zoom call that is not yet part of the Facebook group, go on and join. So Janet Brown, I did see that. Nas, can you hear us?
I can hear you guys.
Okay, we can't hear you guys. Can anybody in the chat box, can you guys hear Nas?
Hey, can y'all hear me in the chat? Can y'all hear me?
Oh.
I can.
Oh my gosh. How
okay, so it's on us.
Okay.
That's what it is. Figured it out. Say something, Nas.
Testing, 1, 2.
All right, that was my fault. I had the speaker going through the microphone. My bad.
That's on him. Host.
We don't need to hear. As long as you folks at home that are getting this information can hear, that's what counts. So, look, without further ado, I don't want to delay any further because I know everybody here is excited for this month's speaker.
Yes. And
this brother has been super helpful to me. We initially met at the live, Max event, Wholesaling Elite Live 2020.
2020 in Atlanta.
2020. Yeah. And he gave some great information at that. And he was so willing because I came up to him and said, hey, man, I want to bring you to REI Live Atlanta and have you be a monthly speaker. And he was like, look, I'm for it. I'm down. We exchanged contact. And just like that. And since then, since the pandemic started back in March, a few other guys, high-level wholesalers, high-level real estate investors got together in a private Recessions to Blessings, actually the recession-proof mastermind group. And we're also both a part of that. So I've been able to, see his journey. I've been able to see everything that he's been working on and communicate on a regular basis. And, they're doing some amazing things in that group as well. So we've been in contact ever since, we live and through this pandemic and sharing information and helpful tips. And I'm super excited for what he also has to offer you guys at the end of this as an opportunity to learn from him even more with the program that he is doing with Max. So he's going to share that at the end. But, I don't want to steal any thunder. I don't want to speak for Nas, and I'm going to let him introduce himself. So without further ado, this month's November REI Live Atlanta, I bring you guys Nasar. Go ahead and speak to the people, Nas. Let people know some information about you.
All right. Well, look, man, I'm Nasar. Been investing in real estate since 2007. Been involved in real estate for about 13 years now. Stepped into real estate, man, and let's say did my fix and flip. My first joint did a fix and flip in New Jersey. Shout out to North Jersey, Elizabeth. But we did this one in East Orange, and me and my man, we lost $7,000 apiece. So it was due to all our fault. We did everything wrong. So at the time, you messed up. But looking back, it was definitely a blessing because if you know anything about 07, 08, man, the market went from bad to worse, and it just kept getting worse and worse and worse and worse. So literally, before I sold my property, I would like to say maybe 2 or 3 banks closed down. After I sold it, man, major banks were announcing they were about to collapse.
Wow.
So they, you know what I mean? Like it just got worse and worse and worse. So with that being said, man, moved down to Charlotte in 2008. And for me moving down to Charlotte, North Carolina in 2008, I worked in the call center, man. My first job was $10 an hour. And I had a college degree. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it was rough, man. So I was in that call center, but fortunately, Charlotte was cheap at that time, fortunately, thankfully. But yeah, man, I did I had a whip. So I did about 3 months at that first call center. Then I went to Wachovia, which was the headquarters was here. But Wachovia collapsed, so Wales bought them out.
Right.
So yeah, I was in the call center over there for 2 years. So I spent about 4 years in banking, and for me, spending about 4 years in banking, my highest paying salary was was $38K a year. I got a college degree. My highest paying salary was $38K a year. I got fired September 2012. Last year we did about 1.9. So
lovely.
Trying to get out here, man.
Yes.
And so I really want you to really speak on your transition and your development, because a lot of people, get into this business, get into real estate investing through wholesaling, and then they level up. Like, I think that is the end game for a lot of folks to get into, fix and flips, buying holds, multifamily development. And so Nas is already on that track. He's further along on that track than me. I've been singularly focused on wholesaling, but he's taken those steps. So can you share with us how you transitioned either from your first fix and flip on to starting to be a landlord and beyond?
That's good, man. Because I skipped over that part because I didn't want to bore the audience out, man. But that's a great question, man. So all right, this is how it happened, right? So I moved down to Charlotte in 2008. And for me moving down to Charlotte in 2008, that job I was making $10 an hour on, right? Mm-hmm. I went and bought a rental property the traditional way. It was $42,000. I didn't know, all right, that it was the hood at that time. So if I would have known that, I wouldn't have bought it.
Okay.
Figure that out quick, huh?
Right.
I'm not going to say quick, all right?
Oh, gosh.
All right. So in Jersey, right, and I think Atlanta got spots like this, man, because, you know what I mean? But in Jersey, when you in the hood, you know you in the hood.
Right.
Ain't no misunderstanding.
There's no disguising it.
Yeah, ain't no disguising it. But when I was going out to Charlotte, I seen like neighborhood with houses, and I'm like, yo, it's all right. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see no direct activity like people standing outside, and I'm like,
right. Now, did you visit in the daytime only? You didn't make the rounds at night?
That's what happened.
Yeah.
That's what happened. Twice. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so I'm like, man, hood, nah, man, this can't be hood. But yeah, so all right. But I bought a property and I rented out. The mortgage was $350. I rented out for $750. Now we talking in 08. You know what I'm saying? So I just kept it, right? And 2009, I bought another property. So in my mind, I still felt as though I was young. I felt as though I was vice president of the whole goddamn universe.
Right.
And I was working for free. So I still wasn't learning and properly educating myself. So 2009, I bought another property in the hood. Now, this second one in the hood, this was hardcore hood. This was like they like people getting killed. You know what I'm saying? Type of hood.
Hood.
Yeah, like homicide detectives are normally around there type of hood. You know what I'm saying? Like it's going down around here. So with that being said, I bought another rental. I bought it for like $77,000, and my mortgage was $690. That one rented for like $790. All right, So the cash flow on that one wasn't bad. I don't even know why I bought that property. It was all fixed up and it was retail.
Okay.
All right, so I want to go buy another rental property. All right, I'm in the call center making $12 an hour. I go by the third, they like, yo, well, your debt to income is too high. Mm-hmm. So I figured like, yo, damn, my real estate career is over already. I just got started. Shit, I got 2 properties. Right. So talking to the site director, right? And I was young. I was proud of what I was doing. I was telling him what I was doing outside of work. You never tell your job you're an employee, FYI. But talking to the site director, yeah, you never tell him you're an entrepreneur. Never tell him that, right? So talking to the site director, he was like, "Yo, man, you should really read this book called Rich Dad Poor Dad." So at that time, I was fed up with life. I'm like, bro, I really went to college to be in the car center. Like, what is going on here? You know what I'm saying? Like, how this happened? You know what I mean? So back then we just say, where they do this at? You know what I mean? Like, so with that being said, it's like, yo, man, I read the book. Finally read the book. First time reading the book of my life. At like 26 or so, you know what I mean? I went to college too, but I was able to buy papers and cheat off the college.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This before turnitin.com. So I was, you know what I mean? Like you had a checkbook, you go buy some papers, you return it. But anyway, so with that being said, man, I read this book, bro, and I realized he said something very important to it. Now, I know Kiyosaki, he had some statements a few months ago about the Black Lives Movement, that were pretty offensive. And, he's not educated on that matter, and he chose to spoke on it. However, that book gave me some jewels, okay? Yeah. We don't have to follow the person or admire the person, but if he's going to give us the game, let's take the game and not try to get caught up in our, feelings, because we don't want to be out here playing Connect Four. We got to play chess.
Right, exactly.
So with that being said, man, I read that book. So I read that. I read the book. That book changed my life, and it made me realize that, because he said so. He said, "Yo, before you start investing in real estate, you have to learn about investing in real estate. Before you start buying stocks, you got to learn about buying stocks." Right. And I was like, "Damn, I missed the whole step. I never learned about investing in real estate. I just was running 100 miles per hour. Yeah, like I didn't know anything about it." So you know how when you read, you attract the right people in your life. So somebody told me about REI, Real Estate Investment Association, which you run. Right. And it was like, yo, there's one in Charlotte. Well, there's a few in Charlotte. Charlotte, it's this night, la. And then I'm at work. He just sitting the book on my desk. And I'm like, all right. So I went there to that meeting immediately, and that's when I found out about wholesaling. And that's when it was 2010. I found out about wholesaling. 2011, I did my first deal. 2010, I was just learning. 2011, I did my first deal.
So prior to that, had you successfully done a flip or two? You had done a few flips?
I have not done a successful one at that point.
Okay.
I had the first one that I failed on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then I had 2 rental properties. But I did that the traditional way. Yeah. Which is, look at the MLS or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Now, all right. After doing my first wholesale deal in 2011, I got back into fix and flipping in 2000. Let's say 2014 or 2013, because I partnered with somebody experienced, because I knew I lost the last time, and I was like, yo, I ain't trying to do that again. And you know what I'm saying? So I partnered with somebody more experienced back in 2013. And then that's when I got back into flipping. And I pick up rentals and just recently acquired the commercial properties. So I'm just trying to move up that ladder, because I've been wanting to be a real estate investor since I was 19, man. So it's been a long time.
So you must have been able to leverage your experience in the call center, in your real estate investing, career, if you will. Like, have you, brought on cold callers, done cold calling yourself for real estate? Or were you able to leverage that experience from that job to cold calling for leads?
Absolutely. Like, and when I first got started doing it, yeah, like some of those skills I had, I applied that to myself, and you're absolutely correct. So I complained about it, but I look back, it was a blessing. Yeah. And that job, right, my father, he wouldn't, growing up, he wouldn't let me quit. Can we curse on here?
Yeah.
Curse?
Yeah, not too. We're going to keep it a little bit, but yeah.
Okay, we're going to keep it a little bit. I ain't enough. Bro.
Yeah.
All right.
He wouldn't let you quit shit, huh?
There you go. I couldn't quit shit, bro.
All right.
Like, if I signed up for it, him and my mother, they wasn't beat, bro. Like, they wasn't, no excuses, no nothing. Yeah. So I did have that in me, but when I was out there driving for dollars, it took me 8 months to get my first deal, bro, or days I want to quit, man, I just think about that job, man, and I just keep going, man.
Yeah. What would you say was, so, you know, if for the folks that are on this call, and let me remind you guys, definitely use the chat box to chat. But if you have any Q&A, we are going to have a live Q&A at the end. So there's a Q&A box down there for your question specifically. But what would you give as advice to anybody that's on this call that's either currently cold calling themselves or has cold callers on their team? What experience, what advice would you give them?
Yeah, that's good.
I mean, don't stop, man. Just basically don't stop. Just keep it going. Make sure you're doing it every day. I mean, that's the only advice, man. And when I try to get down to people, man, because whether it be in my Facebook group and me and my son Max, we just dropped a course, and whether it be in that particular platform, I tell them, look, if you talking about you scared to pick up the phone and do what you need to do, then just not do the business. Like, just don't, like, don't do it.
Right.
Like, or step back and find out why are you doing this business. And I tell them my story, which is, look, at my job, I was in a situation whereas it was extremely uncomfortable. And every day that I went back to work, it was painful. So therefore, I could not bear doing that the rest of my life.
Exactly.
So what I did was I did everything I needed to do to make this real estate thing happen. Right. Because there was, in my mind, there was no other way. You know, man, look, hey, bro, man, I was sitting down. I was about 25, 26 at the time or whatever, bro. I was sitting down with the site director at my job at the call center, right? Mm-hmm. And she had sat me down because, you know, I was young at the time. And if you don't like your job, don't tell the people that you don't like the job.
Lord. Were you telling them that you, oh my gosh.
Man, yo, y'all got me messed up thinking I'm going to make calls for $12. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't used messed up, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, man, like, all right, so I had over 100-something applications internally. So your manager and all I can see that. And when she sat me down, she said, yo, I looked at all the jobs you applied for. She said, now what do you think? Like, what do you want me to think about this? Like, what do you want me to think about this? Like, you applying for to be an accountant, a goddamn manager at the bank, you know what I'm saying, in the sales department, you know what I mean, even head of security in that month. You know what I'm saying? So I was applying for everything, bro. You know what I mean? So it was like they had a department in there called wealth management. All banks have this, wealth management, right? Mm-hmm. And I applied. The requirements were like, they were simple. You know what I'm saying? So I applied for that joint. It was starting like $100K. But you were the guy that you went to the wealthy client's house. So like the wealthy clients, they don't go to the bank. They make a phone call. Yo, you hear me? Y'all hear me?
Yeah. You gotta press the button to get your video back.
All right, let me press the button. Hey, yo, y'all don't leave me. I'm coming right back.
Yeah, no, we here.
Hold on. I'm about to press it. I'm back.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh. Hey, look, y'all, I'm back and I'm black. You know what I'm saying? So, all right. So the wealthy people, they used to make phone calls like, yo, you know, I need $5,000 or I need $100, whatever. And the person comes take that, whatever they need, goes to their house, sells accounts, that type of guy. It was like $100K, you know what I mean? So she was looking at the salaries and she was like, man, she was like, look, she said, from talking to you, I see what you read and I see what you applying for. She said, you ambitious. And in 10 years, I could see you making $100,000 a year, right?
Mm-hmm.
10
and
years.
you like, heard 10.
I said, 10 years? I said, this woman is crazy.
Right.
So, yeah, by 35, I was clocking 7 figures though. So, but yeah, anyway, man, yeah. So she was all off. But now that with that, knowing that and how those people think at the job, I just knew I could not give up on real estate. That was not happening. I was going to make this happen, man. So if you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to think about, like me, I stay motivated because like especially at that job I'm telling you about, because at that particular job, man, you know, ain't nothing gonna motivate you more than a paycheck with no comma. So yeah, I was on that phone, you know. I mean, I was, you know, at that time driving for dollars and sending mail, and I was taking them calls, you know, and I was making it happen. One man band, man. I had to make it happen, bro. So yeah.
Well, let's talk about that, because you have a mindset of doing what needs to be done, and you know, as you walked away, Real Estate Doru, you know, is your calling card. Like that's, you know, you're one of the original guys on YouTube that's been sharing content for years, 5+ years. But talk about that name. Where did Real Estate Doru come from, and what separates you from the other gurus?
Yeah, man, because the gurus, man, they don't be doing the business, man. I peeped that early on, man, because they were just selling you stuff and not out here actually doing the business. And they was selling outdated, old information back when I first came on the scene. So I was like, man, I want something real. I want something raw. Man, you know, I ain't no guru. I'm a Doru. And, you know, so that's just how that came about, man. And started a YouTube channel, bought the domain name, and yeah, man, doing that whole thing, man.
Nice. I'm posting your YouTube channel in the comments, guys. If you guys want, like, there's a bunch of great content there from Nas's YouTube channel. Real Estate Doru is the /. So let's talk about where your business has gotten to, and how it's transitioned from, you know, early days, fix and flips, then learning about wholesaling. What is the mix of your business from wholesaling, buy and holds, flips, new construction?
Okay, so not doing any new construction. I got out of all that stuff last year because I felt that a recession was coming through in 20.
Good timing.
Right, great timing. However, I was a little bit off. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the recession did happen. However, the market is still hot because money is still cheap. You know what I'm saying? But people did lose their shirts during that lockdown. They were not paying lenders. They was trying to work stuff out. You know, fortunately, I didn't have to do anything. All my rentals got, you know what I mean, regardless of tenants paid or not, I paid. You know what I'm saying? I paid. You know what I mean? Like, so with that being said, but what I'm doing now, I'm doing about 90% wholesaling. I probably got one flip going on. I'm buying rentals right now. So that's my strategy right now, man. We're doing about 5 to 10 deals a month, man. We're doing the cold call. We're doing text messaging, and we are doing the ringless voicemail. So we just dropping it out there, getting that marketing out there in front of people, and the people that raise their hand, man, we just see if we can make something shape.
Nice. Is it virtual? You still doing in-person appointments? What does that look like?
We're doing both, to be honest with you, bro. We're doing both, man. So yeah.
Love it. Love it. Yeah. Somebody posted your quote, nothing motivates you more than a paycheck with no comma. You have to post that.
Ain't that the truth?
I love that. That was a Nas original.
Right.
So with your 90% wholesale and doing those deals, are you in your one channel, one market, Charlotte, or have you spread out? Are you in multiple?
No, I'm doing Charlotte and anything else. It's probably like, oh.
Yeah. I don't know.
The amount of money I pay for this camera, you know what I'm saying? But, hey, let me call Max and them. But anyway, yeah, what was the question? Because it's doing my camera acting up. I paid over.
No worries.
Do y'all see the quality in the camera? If y'all like the quality in this camera, type, yo, your camera is all of that in a bag of chips. But anyway, go ahead, bro. What's the question?
Yeah, no. What markets have you decided to stay in your primary market?
Yeah, just primary market. We do the surrounding counties and all that, man. And you know, we just try to tear them a new asshole.
Yeah, love it. Cool. So for the folks because you touched on this briefly about, you know, how you got through the beginning of COVID, you know, the moratorium with, you know, not being able to, you know, do evictions and whatnot. What did you do? Let me take a step back. How many rentals do you currently have in your portfolio?
I want to say I'm 12, 13.
12, 13. What
12,
did you?
I don't have the exact number because we're selling stuff, we're picking up stuff. But I bought stuff that I ain't even looked at yet. So yeah, that I own. So I I don't know the exact number, but yes.
Nice. What was your strategy for managing those units during COVID,
yeah.
and how tenants weren't able to necessarily always pay, or maybe they could? How did you manage that? How did you get through the beginning of COVID with your rentals?
Oh no, see, I have management. So when I pick up rentals, it's literally as simple as I own this. I got the rental. I do the rehab. I turn it over to property management. It's literally that simple. So property management dealt that. So with communications the key. Somebody reached out and they told property management they told property management like, yo, I need to have a payment plan. He called me. All right, we'll do a payment plan. I didn't have to do any evictions on the stuff I already owned that had tenants that we put in there. However, new stuff that I bought, that's the stuff I had to do eviction on. But yeah, no, my property management, he's been in business for years. He actually sold me my first house in Charlotte. I bounced around with different companies, man, and I'm in the back with him, bro. Like he's great, man. So yeah, he know how to handle all that, and he knows how to he understands like what they call it, the C class assets and C and D class assets, aka the hood. So he understands how to work with people, and
Nice. So I'm assuming that you're acquiring your rentals through your wholesale operation. If your business is 90% wholesale, I'm assuming that you're cherry picking the best deals for yourself to add to your portfolio.
Sometimes yes, and sometimes wholesalers bring me deals, man.
Nice.
And I buy them from them, man. We got the election out the way, right? So we got the election out the way. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying. I don't know. They got this right. Okay, so elections out the way.
What's going on out here?
So elections out the way. So I wanted to get that out the way. Now, what I want to get out the way is how these banks are going to handle all these deferments. And it was a deferments, and what else you can do in the beginning of COVID? You know the name I'm looking for?
What do they call it? It was just student loan. I'm so familiar with that. What do they call it? When you defer your payments for your student loan.
Forbearance. Somebody said it.
Forbearance. Yes.
All right.
There we go.
Forbearance and forbearance. So apparently, hey, thank you, Jason.
Yeah.
And thank you, Marlene, for shouting out my camera. So yeah. So with that being said, the forbearance and the deferments, I don't know exactly how they work, but from me reading some people's paperwork, apparently if you took like a 90-day joint, right? All of it was done 91st day. Now we talking about the common person. Right. So, and some people have not been back to work, right. So with that being said, man, a lot of that stuff was due in September, October, November. And I just want to see come next year when these banks have all these loans due and not getting, how that's going to happen, how that's going to affect the real estate market before I go dive 100% in and fix and flip.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Is
Because
that what you want to do?
Yeah, I want to get back more on the fix and flip side, but with your audience got to understand, like, you can make money in any market cycle. You just got to have strategy.
Okay.
Like, you can wholesale in any market strategy. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter what you can wholesale. Your number's going to adjust, yes, but you can make money in any real estate cycle. Just like stockbrokers make money in any type of whatever the stock market is going through, whether it's down and up. Them guys can still get paid. So, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. And people talk about, just, in a down economy, you're not going to be able to wholesale. That's not true. If you are, have a business process that produces consistent results, consistent deal flow, and you have great relationships with buyers, you need to be able to be solid on both sides. Smart money is still going to be buying real estate in a down economy. Mm-hmm. Smart buyers, right? They're still going to be trying to collect more property. So just get them at a price that works for them. Is that what you see and how you move?
I was around. Oh wait, yeah. Granted, I was at the job, but I was seeing what was happening. And guys, I wholesale. Yes, was it hard to find buyers? Absolutely, it was hard to find buyers. It was easy to find sellers, hard to find buyers at that time. And now it's reversed. So, but yes, you still had people buying them. It was guys still making, not me, but it was guys still making $20,000, $30,000 assignment fees and, for double closing fees. Now, all those guys who bought in Charlotte for 30, 40, 50. All those guys who bought in Atlanta 30, 40, 50 and just kept buying, they look like damn geniuses. Well, geniuses when they cashed out 8 figures. You know what I'm saying? In some of these markets. So, yeah, man, because I know a guy that picked up a whole bunch of stuff in Atlanta for, you know, maybe $400,000 or $500,000. He cashed out maybe in 15 and got like 4 or 5 million for the portfolio. You know what I'm saying? So it's, yeah, like real estate, you're going to make money in these cycles. This guy had a strategy. So that person wasn't a wholesaler. He was a landlord. So he know, look, I got to buy up as many properties as possible because he had access to capital. Right. Whereas, you know, me, I was a wholesaler. I was just wholesaling. Could I have done it full time? Absolutely. But yeah, you can make money in any market cycle.
Awesome. Right. For the folks that are listening and are wondering, like, when do I make that switch? How do I jump into the buy and hold, you know, arena if I'm just wholesaling right now? What would you tell those folks?
I would tell them, look, man, with that, man, you want to have ideally 5,000 per door. Ideally, you know, the reason why I say you want to have 5,000 per door.
5,000 in the bank, like cash reserves?
Yes, reserves per door. Okay, because with rental property, it's not if, it's when something goes wrong. Mm-hmm. All right, it's not if, it's when something goes wrong. Something will go wrong. So you want to have that reserve. So when it goes on, and I strongly recommend you know why you're investing, what you're investing for. Early in the call, I mentioned that I did not educate myself properly. So 2 of those rental properties, the first one I did okay. I made about $2,000 on the sale, but I did sell that one too early, and I was a motivated seller. So I did take a quick close over listing the house because at the time I was a burnt out landlord on that one. The second one I did really well on because gentrification happened. Any major city, gentrification is happening. It's just crazy. So in Charlotte, like that one, I walked away from closing for a check for like $100,000. All I did was buy the weight. Yeah, I did. I had 170,000 was profit. But let's look at the time period. I had that house from 2009 to 2018. And in 2018, I walked away with $70,000. Okay, everybody on this call, if they're an adult, I'm 37. If somebody's in their 30s, they probably knew somebody in 2009 that had a job. That person in 2009, let's say they were making $40,000. So in 2020, let's say that person is now making $48,000. That person's job did not keep up with inflation. But you see how that house kept up with inflation? So it's really important to like buy real estate, man. So, you know, I know you guys love the wholesaling, doing all the deals per month. That's cool, but just cherry pick something, especially you like in the emerging market. Atlanta, to do a buy and hold right now, probably not going to make sense. But Atlanta literally is a model of a city that has been growing for 20 plus years, and that ain't going to stop. You know what I'm saying? So you might have to go further out to get that rental. You know, because
why does it make sense in Atlanta?
Huh?
Why do you feel like it doesn't make sense to purchase in Atlanta?
Ain't no way in hell you gonna tell me I'm gonna buy this property for $140. That's the discount price too, by the way. So you buy that $140, and that's the original condition of the house. It needs about $60,000 to get to market condition. And then it's worth $240 fixed up though, right? So $60,000. Now I'm all in $200,000, right? I got $40,000 of equity, but the property rents for $1,600 a month, but I'm in at $200. Right. You know what I mean? Like it's like, oh, bro, it don't make sense. I might as well cash out.
So only if you're able to get it, at a really great deal, great price. It's nothing. It's nothing about the market specifically. It's just the cost of the property. Numbers have to
cost of the property to make sure the numbers make sense. You don't want to be in the negative. You want to be in the plus. So yes, absolutely. Now our outskirts are different from you guys' outskirts. Like in our outskirts of Charlotte, they still got $50,000 houses. You can still find those. I don't know how it is out there, but I know inside Atlanta it's crazy. Inside Charlotte, $50,000 houses don't exist. That's just,
I know what you mean. Yeah, there was a guy that that has a major rental portfolio and was saying how you know, he was buying in a smaller market, and he was buying a lot of properties out there. And I said, well, why don't you just keep going out there? He was like, well, that city isn't growing over time. And so it didn't make sense for him to continue to double down in a smaller market. You want to, you know, really purchase in a market that's going to have growth long-term over time. So, you know, to your point, you know, it definitely has to be a deal, right? The numbers have to make sense, but there is benefit to purchasing in a city like Atlanta, to where if the numbers make sense, there's growth going where, you know, over time, the property will appreciate. There always will be tenants available, et cetera. Do you find yourself wanting to continue to purchase in areas where there is growth overall from like at a city level?
Absolutely. What you just said, we talked about that this past weekend. I had a little mastermind, me and my man Chris Senegal. But yeah, like that is no. Charlotte has me spoiled, okay? Because I got properties that I bought for 40, fixed up. They're probably worth about 200 right now, but I could probably do a fire sale for 120, right? So it's literally tripled, okay? All right. There you go. And I got cash flow, so it's like, when these guys, I'm looking at these markets, whereas, yeah, I can buy a house over there for $50,000, but I don't get no growth. You know, it's like, all right, you buy for 50, you put 15 into a 65, and let's say it's worth 80, and then in 10 years, that 80 is now worth 85,000 because of that growth. But man, in Charlotte or the outskirts of Charlotte, bruh, you literally could like 2 or 3 times your money. Like this is the way this is growing is insane. So yeah, like I'm Charlotte has me spoiled. So, you know, like, man, I got one that I can't talk because he's probably looking, it's under contract. But look, the numbers that I bought it for 2 years ago, what he's paying for it, I would never. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like the growth is insane, man.
Yeah.
So this all sounds really good, right? To the experienced person in real estate, or the person that knows why they got into real estate. It sounds amazing. But how do you know, the tagline for tonight was, you know, do 5 to 10 deals, close 5 to 10 deals a month and everything works. What does that mean?
All right, okay, let's do 5 to 10 deals a month. Let's get that, because I know everybody want to make the quick money. All right, so cool. 5 to 10 deals a month, right? That's wholesaling. So let's say, and I'm pulling these numbers out this, let's say you do 5 deals a month, right? Okay. 5 deals a month, and let's say your average spread is $7,000, right? Okay. So that's 7 times 5 is 35, okay? All right, am my math right? Okay, because I never took a math class. Okay, great, perfect. So 35, right? And now you're making $35,000 a month gross, okay? Those numbers sound good. So I want to take low numbers because I don't want to take the high numbers and inflate everybody's head. I just want to be like, it's trying to be as realistic as possible. Okay. And this can be done by anybody on this call, all right? So let's say you do 3 to 5 deals a month, right? 5 deals, we did the math, $35,000, all right? Let's say you're in a high price market like California, New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, and let's say you do 3 deals, but a small deal is $20,000, you know, per pop. That's 60 grand, right? But how do you get there? All right. So what I do, right? I pull a list. Okay. Let's we can pull a list from durulist.com. You use the code Doru20 at checkout. You get 20% off. That's one way. You got PropStream. My link is durudata.com. I'm quite sure Brandon has some links. Whatever, just use it. It's not about that. We're just gonna get the information out. So look, get a list. You can get a list from these people, right?
Let me get that in there. Durulist.com, and the checkout code is what?
Duru20, and you get 20% off your first order.
Duru20, and then on durudata.com.
That's PropStream.
Is there a checkout code for that?
There's no checkout code. 7 days free. 7-day free trial. You get 10,000 leads per month. All right. So 10,000 leads per month on the $97 plans, which I have. Okay. So
got it. That's in the chat box, everybody.
All right. So there's 2 ways. But let's say you're broke. I don't have any money. I was broke too. You know, I was driving for dollars. Now, when I was driving for dollars, I did this with pen and paper. All this technology, it just makes stuff easier, right? Yeah. So I was broke, pen and paper, and I would write out a handwritten postcard. My whole weekend was dedicated to this. However, I had to make this happen because I was in an uncomfortable situation in life, and I didn't want the rest of my life to look like that. You know, I did not move 10 hours away from home to be in the call center and to fall in love with some girl because I need a roommate. You know what I mean? I can't go out like that, bro. But anyway, you can drive for dollars, right? But there's an app, right? If you go to durudriving.com on your phone, durudriving.com, you can download the app on your phone. And with the app on your phone, you can, you get a free trial with that too. The code is like real estate Doru, whatever. But you just go through, you get the code. That's a great app to because with that app, right? And I use this stuff in my business. You go past the house, all right? All you need is your phone. And with your phone, you press the button to see where you at. It's give you the address of the price, or address of the house, all right? You can take a picture of the house. Boom, it's right there. You can skip trace that person right there and call them from right there. You can do all this right there. You can send a postcard, all of them right there. Whereas I used to, Saturday morning, I get up, I used to write down on the address. Sunday, I research, cross-reference. What was bank on, I X that out, okay? So those are ways to get the data. You need the data, okay?
Need the data, right.
Good data.
Woo! All right, so now we got the data. All right, so what do we do next, okay? So let's say you're broke, all right? You have no money. You write out a handwritten postcard, okay? Now, back in the day, handwritten postcards, you get 100 of them for like $32, because the stamp was like 29 cents. So 100 pre-stamped postcards like $32 for 100. Maybe today they're like $42 for 100, okay?
Right.
100, all right, for pre-stamped postcard. You write it out. So it's $42, you drive for dollars. You go to your city assessment site. Let's say you don't have any of this information, the websites, you can't afford it. You go to the city assessment site. Some people call it the tax assessors page. For you, just find out for your city. Just Google it. Whatever city you in, tax assessors page, whatever. You type in the address, they give you the person's mailing address, okay? And then you mail that to them, all right? Now, that's how you did it. And try to get like a Google Voice number. Google Voice number is free. All you need is a Gmail. With the Google Voice number, what you would do is, now you got a phone, you could call them. I mean, they can call you back on that. And you can have that, you could text from that. Now, I do not recommend you doing text blacks from that number or doing cold calling from that number, because Google will shut you down and you will not be allowed to get another one, okay? So I don't recommend that. If you just doing one-offs and not running the full enterprise off the joint, you good. But if you cold calling and texting people, then they're gonna shut you down, bro.
Right.
So with that being said, now that's the freeway to the people who got some money. You take that list, okay? Take that data, you're gonna upload it, all right? In my Facebook group, Wholesaling with the Doru, I have the skip trace. You look in the file section, I have contracts, I have the skip trace files, the skip trace, the way you put it in the files, the way it's supposed to be. The format of how they want it to skip trace the information, right? So now you're going to skip trace that information, okay? Now, skip tracing. When you skip tracing, I don't care what site you use, I'm going to give you some. REI skip, it's a great one, but whatever skip trace site you use, just keep in mind that no one has 100% correct data. So the more data you give them, the better chance you got in getting the right numbers and getting the sell on the phone, okay? So, and I get it, everybody is different. So let's say skip tracing is 15 cents. So you get like 1,000 phone numbers, 15 cents times 1,000, probably be about what, like 150?
Right.
So that's just to give you some ideas of how much this stuff costs, all right? So, all right, let's say you do 1,000, you get those numbers. This is what I do, right? Now, 1,000 numbers is probably not going to get you to 5 to 10 deals a month. So you got to do a lot. That's how I get there, because I do a lot of this, all right? But you're going to skip trace that joint, right? Now you got the data that's shot back to you. I want to hit them 3 ways, all right? Ringless voicemail. I want to text message them, okay? There are multiple text message. Janine, I got you, Jenny. I'm a text message them, and I'm a cold call them. All right. Now, you're going to contact them. What's going to happen is the reason you hit them 3 times a month, right? And then I do it all over the next month. You know what I mean? I work the hell out that list. So the reason why you're doing this is because everybody responds to marketing a different way. Okay. So with that being said, some of you guys, when before COVID, you know, we was all going out having a good time. But it might not have been nightlife, you know, it might have been date night. You know, the bars, they go to date night, the comedy show in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Go watch the sorry ass Falcons or Atlanta Hawks. You know, their choice.
We don't even watch no more.
Sorry. Steeler country over here.
Okay. Well, they
can't do it. I can't do it. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry.
My nerves are too bad for the Falcons. I can't.
I feel you. So, but yeah, you a Steelers fan, Brandon. I didn't know them guys is out there rocking and rolling. Yeah, we always got a good squad. So yeah. All right. So let's say the Steelers come to town, they can go out, whatever, right? But let's say like, my man Brandon's wife, she gotta get some yellow, you know what I mean? Because she going out to the football game, right? And you know, she high end, so she gonna go to Ralph Lauren, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And she go to Ralph Lauren, and at Ralph Lauren, what you'll notice is they say, hey, let me have your email and your phone number, okay? So the next time they have a sale, they're gonna hit her up, okay? So when they hit her up, all right, what's gonna happen? They're gonna say, Vanessa, we having 50% off this weekend, right? They're gonna email her. With me personally, I have a junk email where I send all that stuff too. So I just skip through that. I just skim through it. It don't touch my attention or whatever. You know, that headline may be very catchy. So I might not respond to that. But if they text me 50% off, I'm gonna go in the group chat like, yo, Ralph Lauren got 50% off. Ralph Lauren, 50% off. You know, we need the polo joints. Yo, I need one of them polo scullies and the scarf to match because I gotta do a YouTube video this weekend. You know what I'm saying? So, all right. They try to hit her. They try to hit Vanessa 2 different ways, right? Two different ways. One of them worked, okay? Now, you see where I'm going? When we hit them 3 different ways, everybody responds to marketing a different way. Because with us as real estate investors, we just want people to raise their hand. With the retailers, they try to get you in that store. Right. You know, once they get you in that store, you're going to spend some money. They want to get you in the store, and that's why they have sales associates on the floor to try to get you to buy this stuff, all right? As real estate, when somebody calls, they're interested, all right? You know, we are in the sales, marketing, negotiation business. So, you know, like this is a sales process. You should have a script, you know, where you're scripting, going through these people, whatever, something that's proven that it works, all right? And you're going through this process and, all right, you're not going to sell everybody, all right? But your marketing work if they raise their hand. Mm-hmm. You know, your marketing work if they raise their hand. So you're getting these people in there and you're screening and you're qualified. You need a cold calling script. There's one in my Facebook group, Wholesale with the Doru. In the file section, we have all that stuff for you for free. So you can just get that and you can run through that and you just beat that phone up, man, and hit those people, all right? So let's say at 1,000, you get 1 deal, right? Yeah. And that 1 deal is worth $15,000. You make $15,000. All right. So you take the $15,000. Now let's go spend $5,000 in marketing. All right. So now let's go buy. If you ain't get a big list the first time, let's go get a bigger list. Right. All right. So 5,000. Then we're gonna skip trace that, and then we're gonna skip trace that, and then we're gonna upload. We're gonna rinse and repeat until we go to that 5 to 10 deal mark, man. Yeah. Now somebody asked, "Can I explain skip tracing?" So skip tracing is, oh, it happened again. Can y'all hear me? Yeah. I'm sorry. The camera costs $1,000 and it's acting like this. You know what I mean? I'm sorry.
We are here.
Yeah, we're gonna get into the Q&A session here in 2 minutes.
Hey, somebody on your phone, Brandon, you plugged in. Somebody call Shannon and tell him why he acting like this. You know? So, what I was saying, man, was
that 5 to 10 deal.
Well, she had asked about skip tracing. Yeah.
The skip tracing. Okay, so you get the data. So you get the data, and now we need the information. We need phone numbers. Okay, so what skip tracing essentially is, right? It's been around for ages. Real estate investors are just now starting to use it, and it became really popular in the last 3 to 5 years or so with real estate investors. Mainly last 3 years, but Bells, bondsmen, banks, they've been having access to information. Like I used to work at when I was in banking, I was in the life insurance department for a prestigious investment company. I wasn't making no money, but it was prestigious.
Okay.
Anyway, with that, they had a service called LexisNexis. And what happens is when somebody died, they had life insurance, somebody died, right? So they got alert that the person died. They will have to then skip trace beneficiaries, okay? And find those people and say, hey, look, this person died. They left you this. So they would have to use it. So it's been around for ages. And, they call that person, try to get a current address on that person. All right. So basically,
information that's associated with either the homeowner or the
heirs.
The heirs or
correct. Relatives and all of that. Yeah. So you getting that information. And so real estate investors, we basically want a good address for them and we want that phone number. So as you get in this business, you're going to notice that the city tax assessor site, they don't have a current address for some people, and when they send the person the tax bill, it gets returned back to them. So if you look at you see that they ain't paid taxes in 4 or 5 years. See, in North Carolina, we are tax deed state. We're not tax lien, so you can go a few years without paying your taxes. So with that being said, man, yeah, you see that in those particular people, it's like, wait, hold on. I skip traced this person. This address, the city don't got this address. Let me mail him something and let me call him. Because you can hit him 2 times, hit him 2 times that way. So skip trace is basically finding information on people to contact them to, get whatever you're trying to get in front of them. Like, I know guys, I met older guys, right, that said, yo, I'm not on no social media, none whatsoever intentionally. Yeah. My email is not even under my real name or whatever. And these are guys that are old school, so they want to stay real low key. They want nobody know they got some money. Bruh, I have multiple guys, don't know, different conversations, say, yo, the alma mater, the college they graduated from, continuously are able to find them, to mail them stuff and ask for donations.
Wow. So they using some good skip tracing.
Right.
Great skip tracing. Great. Yeah.
Right,
yeah, because I didn't tell my school. I recently moved and they sending me mailing pieces asking for donations. I'm like,
they will find you. Yes.
That's funny. Cool. But there's a few things that I want to get into before we just jump into a Q&A session. But I do want to remind folks, I just posted our Instagram handles. If you guys have anything or any video screenshot that you guys want to, make sure you tag us so that we can continue to share and get the word out, so that every month that we can continue to bring you guys great, valuable information. Yeah. I want to ask you about the best deal. I want you to break down the best deal you've ever done, and then talk about maxandnas.com, and then we'll jump into Q&A. Best deal you've ever done, Nas?
Best deal I ever done. Okay. Tonight is just get off track. Tonight is draft night, so I'm just trying to keep up with how the Hornets.
Let me jump in here real quick, because you guys know we do third Thursday.
We got a story.
But when I was looking at this week, I said, what? Gucci Mane and Jeezy versus is Thursday. So I did not want REI Live Atlanta specifically to miss out on that opportunity. So we pulled it up one day.
City. We did it for you guys.
Because Jeezy and Gucci did it for the culture. It's going to be crazy. So I pulled it up one day. Nas was with it. And I appreciate you, bro. I know the draft is on, but REI Live Atlanta can't be missing this Jeezy Gucci.
Yeah. No doubt. Yeah, that's important.
I'm Team Gucci, by the way. So Daniel Campbell, Jeezy ain't no GOAT. So I'm ready. What
was the question again, bro?
What's the best deal you ever did?
Best deal I ever done. Okay, best deal I ever done was a commercial deal. We picked it up for $99,000 on the main road. It was a house but zone commercial, and picked up for $99,000. Sold it for like 300 something plus, and at closing I walked away with $246.
That's amazing.
Hey, what? Yeah. How did you find this commercial deal?
Right.
It was, going after houses, man. And It was a hot zip, hot smoking zip.
Mm-hmm.
He sent me the address. Said, "Yo, bro, just give me this, and y'all can have it." And I had to deal with the problem. The problem was, for whatever reason, he felt bad for the guy. Well, the guy I sold it to him doubled his money selling it to me because he bought it at the right time. But he never collected rent from him because he never wanted to put out the guy who was there. He bought it out the auction. And when I went to go do the lockout, when I first bought the house, the guy gave him a sob story like, "Yo, it's my parents' house. I didn't even know it was going in foreclosure. I have nowhere to go." So he was like, "All right, well, you can stay." And I just had to buy it with the guy in it. And said, "No problem. Done." You know what I'm saying? So bought it, got the guy out, and yeah. Well, I didn't get the guy out before. It just no one cared the guy was in there because it was bulldozing the joint anyway because it was on 1.3 acres in a hot zip code. So what's that area called over there where Martin Luther King Boulevard is in the church?
What's the
No, it's I mean, you would call it Auburn. It's like
okay. Over there, Auburn. I'm gonna call it Auburn, that area
Yeah.
where the Ebenezer church is and all that.
Yeah.
Basically, like having 1.3 acres.
East of the city.
Basically, like having 1.3 acres in a pocket like that for $99,000. You know what I'm saying? So we had that equivalent in Charlotte a few years ago, and yeah, I was able to get right up in there, man.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, it's hard. Like, I mean, it's even hard for us. And I'm in Atlanta. Old Fourth Ward is kind of, Auburn, Edgewood. It's hard, even me being in Atlanta and doing deals here, to find deals in those areas through cold calling and mail. You have to know somebody. You have to be down there in the streets, walk in and really build a rapport with folks in the city to be able to get those type of deals. So that's amazing that you got that, bro. That's
congrats on that.
Yeah, that's
Best
amazing.
deal for sure.
Yeah, you're the real MVP. Cool. So let's real quick, I want you to tell people why they should go to maxandnas.com. And it is Max and Nas, or is Nas and Max?
No, maxandnas.com. You know what I'm saying?
Maxandnas.com. And what's that about? What do you guys have coming out? When is it available now? Just tell us a little bit about that, and then we'll ask some Q&A.
So cool. Make sure all y'all go to maxandnas.com if you've never done a deal or if you're not consistent with your deal flow. Basically what it is, we have a course that we put out, and with this course, it's step-by-step, extremely detailed, whereas you get, we're going to give you step-by-step to how to get to 3 to 5 deals consistently. We have a private Facebook group. If you sign up now, you get the live calls where you can talk to us, and you get access to 2 7-figure earners, 2 7-figure earners, same state, man. So, and guys that look like you, guys, story similar to you. And so therefore, man.
And that's still doing business, which
still doing business. Today, still doing business.
There's a lot of people pushing information and coaching, but these guys are actually still doing deals.
Yeah.
That's what I love about folks that are doing deals like yourself, man.
Yeah, absolutely. So just having access to, Max alone, that the admission price is well worth it. I mean, Max, you got a guy that does the real estate business, actually does it, and he's the first individual in real estate to bring a celebrity brand to real estate. Yep. So with that being said, man, it's a no-brainer. But for the people who have the investment, if not, both of us have a bunch of content. Max has extremely a lot more content than me, and you can use the free information to get be a business started. For those who want the information and want centralized location and access to us, go to maxandnas.com, man, and we're gonna try to get you taken care of.
That's awesome. Cool, guys. All right, so just we have a few minutes for Q&A. First question, Brandon Gibson asks, what does your team look like?
Oh, great question. So my team is about 4 of us. So therefore, we got 3 people on the phones and 1 acquisition manager.
3 people on the phone. Who plays dispo and transaction coordinator?
And then me. All right, we have a VA that handles that. Okay. That coordinates all the transactions and all of that with the attorney. Mm-hmm. And then you have the people pound out the phones. Nice. And getting that information. And my acquisition manager basically handling the sellers, going to appointments and stuff like that. I still run appointments as well. I still go to appointments as well. Yes.
Yeah, that's super lean, man. You're still in the trenches.
Size.
You're still in the trenches. Are you ever going to get somebody like a COO to kind of replace you in the day-to-day, or?
Hey, somebody said I drive around in the Camry. Yeah, man. Just, hey, bro, yo, man, just trying to stay humble, bro.
Let me read that. Nasar drives around Charlotte in a Toyota Camry. What keeps you so humble?
Bro, man, my beginnings, man. You know what I mean? I just like waking up with that peace of mind, man. But thanks, Chris. I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate that. Yeah, and I have a definitely lean team, man. That's why during COVID I didn't have to cry or anything like that. So
yeah. I bet that was helpful.
Let's go. I'm surprised you want to begin flips in coming several months. I'm more under the impression that folks are going to be struggling in the next year, and that wholesale deals will be more easily found for buy and hold. How would you respond to that?
All right, for me being around from experience, what happens is in the last, since the Obama administration went in, the Obama administration came in, they got the economy popping, they got the real estate popping, they got everything just jumping, right? So we were going up, right? And when we were going up, we went into a seller's market. So when you go into a seller's market, what happens is the sellers have the open hand. That's why wholesalers were making so much crazy money, so many of us, right? Because we had the deals, and so we had the upper hand. What happens is the buyer's market is the buyers have the upper hand, all right? So now the buyers have the upper hand, the sellers no longer have the upper hand. So with me, I'm gonna just get lower prices, and I can pretty much I want to sell in that first time home buyer's price point. The reason I want to flip, because no matter what the economy does, first time home buyers will always be buying property, no matter what the economy does. So they're always going to be around. And with that being said, it'll be easier for me to find the deals, but finding the buyers, that's going to want to buy my deals at price might get a little bit more challenging. But the retail buyers, they're always going to be looking for a property, always. If I got to hold it longer, that's fine. You just calculate that in your numbers when you're buying up front.
Okay.
Nice.
Gotcha.
Any other questions, guys?
Yeah, I see one right here. It says, is it more difficult to handle the deal when the seller has a mortgage?
Is it more difficult? No, it's the same exact process. Don't even think about the mortgage, right? Let's say, so I owe about 145 of my house. My house probably worth about 320, right? So let's say that I went to an attorney, okay? What's going to happen if you bought my house for 320, which is a retail price? The attorney, and the reason why I'm saying attorney, North Carolina is an attorney state. We have to close our real estate transactions with attorney. So whenever you wire in or your bank wire in that 320, the attorney will satisfy the mortgage. He's going to take care of that. So you don't have to worry about that. Now, the only time it becomes a problem, and is normally due to not pre-screening, normally not pre-screening the seller right. Let's say you got the house for 50, but the seller owed 75,000.
Right.
Then you're not going to be able to sell it. I mean, you can't wholesale it. But let's say you got the house for 50 and the seller owes $30,000. Well, the title company, the attorney, they're going to take care of that and then pay off the debt, and everything is going to go as the same as possible. It's not hard at all.
Yeah, I just would add to that too. The seller just has to be aware that the contracted price will take care of that. They'll get whatever is left over after satisfying that mortgage. So.
That's correct. That's all it is, man. So yeah, that's correct. And sometimes, man, I've had sellers, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna give you 50,000, and we agree to everything, and then it comes up they owe 80 grand in the mortgage.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I'm like, yo, you owe 8. Oh, I know.
I don't know. Sometimes I feel like they think we're not gonna find out when we do the title.
I swear to God, I think the same thing. I swear to God, yes. I'm
like, well, we do a title search, so you have a few liens we got to take care of. Oh, but that's not in my name, and working through that is always fun.
Awesome. We have time for a few more questions.
Awesome. Let's see. Next question is, what do you pay your cold callers? The ones that call me to see if I want to sell my houses are seriously not great. That's funny. So what do you pay your cold callers?
I'm at I got one for like $9. She's really great. She's been with me for years. I got another one at $4 and some change, and I have another one, $4 and some change an hour.
Are these Philippine callers or
Filipino? Yes.
Okay.
Nice.
Cool.
So I live here in Charlotte as well. Do you do any bandit signs? I have call rail numbers to hide, but wondering about the success locally. But do you do bandit signs?
Can you repeat that question, man? See, I live in Charlotte. What?
Yeah. I live in Charlotte. Do you do bandit signs here in Charlotte?
I do.
If you had success locally.
Okay, I don't do bandit in Charlotte. I haven't done bandit signs in years, man. Probably, let's see, it's 20. Last time, probably like 13, 14, man, I done bandit signs. The reason why I stopped, man, because at that time, I was doing 100 a month, man. 100 a month, 50 signs every other week. I would get, believe it or not, I would get about 2 deals off that, at that time. I don't know about now because I haven't done it in years. The reason why I stopped because the city, they used to call and threaten me a lot.
Right.
I mean? So in Charlotte, one sign is like $100.
Fine.
Yeah, $100 fine. If you got 10 or more signs, it's $1,000 per. All right, $1,000 per if you got 10 or more signs out there. So therefore, I stopped playing with them because I'm like, man, let me just do something else because what if they really catch me?
Right.
Of course, I have vanity numbers, you know what I'm saying? But I know guys that got caught. They got caught because their vanity number was on their building. So, yeah.
Wow. What do you use to sharpen your negotiation skills?
Practice, sales courses. My whole team, we do sales courses. We do sales training.
You have any favorite sales courses?
Shout out to Keith Everett, man, the Alabama boys, man. My man Keith and Lenny, man.
Real Estate Diddy on IG, guys.
There you go, bro. They're my guys, bro. Yeah.
Nice.
They have some great training.
Nice.
What's your strategy on cherry picking your rentals versus your wholesale deals?
If I'm getting equity in cash flow, bro, and I'm in a path of progress, I want it.
Yeah.
So I'm in Charlotte, the barns are in Atlanta. So they have the path of progress as well. The progress happened in Atlanta already. There ain't no more path. Shit, it happened. You know what I'm saying? Like if you ain't get in when you were supposed to get in, you know what I'm saying? So with that being said, you want to get into where the city is going next. And if I can get my price, the cash flow, and in that path of progress, yeah, I'm gonna hop on that, man.
It makes sense for you. Yeah, it makes sense for you. Cool. Do you text, RVM, and call directly from your CRM?
No, I use different platforms, right? So I use different platforms for that, for the text.
As long as you have, I know you referenced earlier, if you have a system set up, then you'll be fine.
There you go.
Yeah.
Cool. You're at, what's your text? What's those text RVM services you like?
All right, so I like durutexting.com. I like that one a lot, man, and that's what I use in my business. And RVM definitely got to go with REI, man. So REI, man, that's a hell of a product, man. So yeah.
Got it. I just posted that, guys. How do you estimate repairs?
How do I estimate repairs? So, now I'm a little bit advanced. So when I first got started, man, I didn't so much, I did have mentors, did have partners, but I didn't so much focus on that. I focused on getting the house low, but a good if you're in Atlanta, I would calculate, like somebody in Atlanta or Charlotte, I would calculate, $50 a square foot for repairs.
Okay.
Depending on the neighborhood. This is just a guess because Atlanta and Charlotte are similar. Atlanta's a little bit more crazier than Charlotte, but now Atlanta, you can buy a house and have $100,000 rehab.
Right.
On a 1,600, 1,500 square foot house. Same thing in Charlotte. You got $100,000 rehab, but I might tell that to a guy in Winston-Salem where my man Max is at. That's just crazy. He can't wrap his numbers around that. You know what I mean? So if you're in a major city, you can just calculate and guesstimate, man, and make your offer that way.
Got it. Well, guys, I want to be respectful of Nasar's time. 3 more questions. What are one of the books that you are reading right
That's one of
now?
the questions I have for him. Wrap up question.
Right now, man, I don't get as much time to read as possible, man. I'm still trying to get caught up on podcasts and stuff, so I'm not reading anything right now, man. But if I had to give you a good book, man, last great book I read, man, the 50 Cent Hustle Harder book, bro.
Yeah,
that was a great book.
We both read that. I think we finished it like in a weekend. We had the Audible too, and yeah,
it's so good. Like you won't put it down.
In there for sure. Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, that was good.
I think this is a good one. Do you hit the homeowners 3-way simultaneously, or do you do like one by one, call, text, RVM?
One by it's not simultaneously. So 1 week I might RBM, 1 week is texting, 1 week is cold call. So yeah.
Cool. When you sell your properties, do you sell them retail, and are you licensed?
I'm not a licensed realtor, and when I sell my properties, sometimes I sell them retail, especially when I flip them. Sometimes I might sell them to another investor and leave meat on the bone.
Awesome. Last two. What's the length of time between following up on your leads?
I follow up every 30 days.
Every 30 days follow up. Keep it simple, guys. Last one. Do you still wholesale invest in New Jersey? I'm thinking of calling in Newark, Patterson. I think you mentioned Newark. Newark is like the next Williamsburg, Brooklyn.
Yeah, I heard that about Newark. And when I go to visit, I kind of see the progress, man, because, and no offense to anybody, but yeah, like back when I was growing up, downtown Newark, you ain't seen no white people. So fast forward today, man, they got white folks down there, and they got the hockey stadium and all that downtown Newark. So yeah, you're absolutely right, man. But I don't do anything in Jersey, but that would be a great buy and hold market.
Awesome.
Cool.
Man, this has been great. I appreciate it.
Much.
Like I said, we connected way back, and I asked you if you could do this, and you said, sure thing, nothing to it but to do it. So I appreciate you following up, man, and being here for our group. Guys, this video is going to be posted in the Facebook group. What's the best place people can go and follow you and get your content, Nas?
All right. YouTube, Real Estate Doru. IG, Real Estate Doru. Facebook, Wholesaling with the Doru.
Nice. Love it. Simple, guys. And then make sure you go out and check out maxandnas.com to learn more about how you two can get to 5 to 10 deals consistently.
Yes. Make 2021, make it count.
Yeah. Real talk.
Bro, I appreciate it. Thanks, man.
So much.
All right, man.
Great, guys.
All
Everybody,
right.
We'll see you later. See you in the Facebook group. All right, now. Peace. Gucci.
Oh, God.